Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk, back again with another project for you, and this time it's showcasing two items from the new catalogue. The first is the petal palette, which has these lovely floral images and super sentiments in there as well, and we're going to be using that. Then we're also going to be using this, you'll see here, this DSP is in a lovely range which goes with the suite. I'll just show you that here, and it's double-sided black and white, so you can see all the different patterns you've got here. So every one is double-sided, and on a lot of them you've got black with white, and then on others you've got mainly white with black. So you can obviously colour these, you can brayer them, do all sorts of things. So I'm only using a small amount, but I will be using that product today. So it's a very simple card, but looks really effective, and I'm using Stampin' markers to colour these rather than the blends today, because I wanted to use some grey for the outline, a little less harsh. So to start off with, we're going to make our card base, and to do that you're going to need a piece of card, which I've got here, which is 5 3/4 by 4 1/8, with that, which I've scored in half to create our tent fold card. Then for the layers, and I'll put these in centimetres as well, or do them as I go along, you need a piece of DSP, and that is literally sort of 3 centimetres by 14 centimetres, which is in inches, if I can find my inches ruler. So that is 1 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, and then I've used powder pink card, and that's 5 3/4 by 1 1/2, which is 3 1/2 by 14 1/2 centimetres. And with both of those, all I'm going to do is simply pop them into our tag punch, our banner punch I should say, and just literally pop a flag end in there, and so those will then layer up like so. So very straightforward, and I'm literally going to come in and with my brush end just simply colour those flowers in, and I'm doing them all the same colour, even though they're sort of different shapes of flowers. And obviously you could use whatever you like. Our Stampin' blends would work really well with this as well. And say literally just coming in, and I've deliberately chosen the sort of the subtles in colours, so you could use Blushing Bride if you wanted to, if you've got the subtles markers, and then I'm just using some Pear Pizzazz to colour in those leaves. Now obviously you could come in and add shading on those, but if you wanted a quite quick card, it's the colouring that takes the time on this project. As you can see, colouring not my strong point. Yeah, and just add some more, colour those flowers in there. Okay. So once you've done that, you quite simply come in with your snail and just put a couple of strips of snail on the back, line up flush at the one end, and then layer that down, and that's our banner for our card. Then I have die cut a scalloped circle. That's the largest in our layering circles, so I've used the very largest one of those. Now if you haven't got I've used the largest stitched framelit circle as well, but if you haven't got that, then you could obviously use any other circle die that you happen to have that would create a layer. So now we're on to our stamping. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this spray of flowers here. I'm going to stamp around in Memento Black ink on this one. And what I did was I kind of centred it and kind of did 4 broadly speaking, in the sort of 4 points of a clock. Like so. So that was the stamping I did for that's the stamping I did for the panel, and then I came in with the sentiment, and again just popped that very much in the middle. And it's, you know, in comparison it looks quite flat without the colour, as you can see. So adding that colour will really help. And then on the card base, what I did then was I kind of worked out where my image was going to go, and then I came in and sort of decided to literally create the sprays of flowers going around, and every so often I'd pop that back in to see if I was broadly in the right place, and I am. So I'd just come in with some more. As you can see, the grey is not quite so harsh on the eye, and this is where I coloured in the subtles in some Pool Party. And as you go around, you can just colour in once, and then you can go around once that's kind of dried and add a little bit more shading if you want to. And I might find that that last flower actually won't be visible. So that's going to be there, our panel here. So it's only the leaves I need to do on this last bit, and I don't need to do this bottom one. So that just saves you a little bit of time. So again, use the same colour that I've used on the others, so we get that kind of coordination. And as I say, just come in and pop in then you just come back in and add a little more depth to those flowers. Like so. You see, I'm just sort of going over where the grey is a little bit to give that floral image. Then I'm going to colour in on here, so it's the same sort of technique, so literally just colouring in the flowers with, and this is the powder pink marker, but as I said, you know, if you'd only got the subtles, you could use pink pirouette. As I say, if you wanted to, if you're lucky enough to have the blends, you could use the blends on this as well. But obviously with Memento, you're fine to colour over, and you can see that little bit of colour just helps to make that image just pop, and the sentiment all of a sudden becomes a lot more visible. Okay, and it's as simple as assembling that now. So we're going to pop some snail on the back of our central panel, pop that down just so you've got those pretty little scallops showing, add a couple of dimensionals to the back there, and pop them on the top half of this, because we're going to be layering it on top of this layer here, which will also pop up on dimensionals. I seem to have misplaced my standard size dimensionals, so I'm onto the mini dimensionals. So just as you just pop some along there, just to support it as we go along. So there's some dimensionals on the back, just pop those off. Pop your layer so that it's just up from the bottom. And then all we need to do is add our ribbon. And the way I'm going to do that is by taking my ribbon, and I'm literally just going to sort of create a kind of zigzag, like so. And you can always come in and trim afterwards. So I'm going to put 2 pieces of tape across here to create my zig and zag. And all I'm going to do is pop that across there. Just give it a little twist, and then another piece just below, like so. And I do find I tend to use red tape for ribbon. Old habits die hard. So again, just do another little return, and as I say, I've left it a bit long, but then you've got your pretty layer. And then all you need to do then is pop that on top, and there you have a card ready to gift. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. If you'd like any of the products I've used here, then come and visit my Stampin' Up shop, heidismith.stampinup.net, or visit my blog for more information. Thanks for watching. Bye now.